Welcome to Bastian time. Hey guys, this is Zelda News. I'm your host Bastian, and let's get to that first story. By now you are surely familiar with that pop song Gangnam Style. It's like a South Korean artist. One of the first things that I personally thought of when I heard it is that it would be amusing if there was a parody called Ganon Style, and sure enough, didn't take too long, somebody made a parody. It's not a video, it's just a piece of art, but it's still pretty amusing. And hopefully this will inspire somebody who does sort of animations to maybe create a full Ganon Style parody video. That'd be sweet. Next up is yet another Zelda comic from Corpse Run. They tend to do a lot of video game comics, and they do a lot of Zelda comics, and this one is pretty amusing. It makes a good point about just how honorable is Link. With all of the tools that he receives during his quests, he can do a lot of mischief with them, and he certainly does in this comic. I know it's too tiny for you to read here, so definitely you'll want to click on the link below and be amused. Our next story is about Super Mario Sunshine. Now, I am a huge Mario fan, but I think I'm not the only one in this who feels that Super Mario Sunshine probably not the best Mario game ever made. However, what we never knew until now is that Super Mario Sunshine actually has a secret cameo from a Zelda character. It's found out by hacking into the code and removing certain layers from the 3D model. But you might remember that there's this character who is sort of dressed up in a costume. He's obviously not one of the indigenous peoples of this game. It's obviously somebody very different wearing a costume to look like those people, and he wants to race you at one point. That should have been a huge tip-off to us. But a fan went ahead and hacked the game, removed a couple of those layers, and it's right there for the naked eye to see. Running Man, who of course appeared originally in Ocarina of Time, then he was the Postman in Majora's Mask, and also in Twilight Princess. It's pretty amusing, and kudos to Nintendo for giving us all sorts of treats that we can uncover years and years later. And then our final story is about a project that you might be familiar with called the Zelda Project. And what that is sort of very intricate cosplay married to very fine photography. So the idea is to sort of recreate scenes and landscapes and characters from the Zelda series. Specifically, it seems the Ocarina of Time game. And so what they do is they go to a lot of trouble to make sure that they have people who look a lot like the characters and who have costumes and hair and such that look like those characters, and then place them in locations that strongly resemble those locales in Hyrule. And so their new set that they've done is Lon Lon Ranch, and we've got a wonderful look-alike for Link and Malon and Epona even, and it's a fine job. It makes me wish that they had the ability to go ahead and do a quick little fan film maybe, but and that is their ultimate goal, but whether that will end up happening or not remains to be seen. So that's it for this episode. Of course, tomorrow will be the Nintendo News episode, and I'll see you then. Bye!